Hey whales, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's June the 12th. Let's recap the markets and go over Tesla for today. And for those that don't know me though, I'm a full-time trader. I do these updates every single day. And to give you an idea in terms of how I'm doing so far for the month of June for my trades, you can see up 5.2K USD. Very solid start to the month so far. 75% win rate. Been proud of myself. Been very disciplined in terms of the trades that I've been taking. And you can see as well from the calendar view, again, solid start, and hopefully I can keep up this momentum for the rest of the weeks ahead. So again, if you guys want my actual trades, guys, I post all my trades over in Discord. So come through, right? You get the day trade ideas here. You get the entries, target, stop losses, everything here pre-market. And then for swing trades as well, guys, right? We made 103% on Oklo just yesterday, guys, 103%. So looking forward for you to join, and we'll trade alongside together. We made a lot of money so far, and I look forward to making money alongside you. Okay, so with that said, let's jump into Tesla. So overall, guys, the story really remains the same. The markets are deciding whether or not we have two different paths that can happen, whether or not it's going to put in this WXY, which is the primary path for this wave 2 before higher, or surprise, we already put in the low, we don't go lower, and we'll go for this alternative path, and we're going to start to break towards all-time highs. Okay, so either or is very plausible. Now, you can see from the past videos, from the swing highs down to the swing lows, we mentioned that from these lows on Tesla, we were aiming for 332. You can see Tesla reached right at that level of 332. So yes, this is a contender for a potential local top. It can do a few subwaves higher, maybe to 347. We don't know, right? But just from a technicality standpoint, it did reach the 618 level, so we are getting a reaction off of that. So we'll have to see whether or not Tesla now, on sort of these dips upcoming, if it can hold these levels, let's say on the reverse. So let's say this is the top, okay? So on the way down, Tesla really needs to hold this 618 level, guys, at 296 to 286, guys. Right? That's the level it needs to hold. It's going to do something maybe like this, a three-wave move like this, before higher, if it's bullish, or if it's bearish, it's going to try to reach back down closer to maybe like 248 to 234, guys. All right, we just don't know yet. We just need more time. But overall, as long as Tesla can hold above this low at 273, especially if Tesla can hold these levels, anywhere between 286 to 296, guys, we need to hold Tesla here, and then we can go into that alternative path higher. All right, so where are some of the levels that I'm looking at if Tesla can continue trekking upwards? Right? The overall target remains the same at 403. That's the alternative path. So let's see if Tesla can get there. I do believe we can, right? Structure still remains bullish. So coming from a mindset of a full-time trader, what am I looking at? I'm only looking for long positions at this point. But there are some warning signs that are starting to form. If you take a look at the S&P 500, we're still calling for higher here, staying very cautiously bullish. However, you can see that bearish divergence is starting to form across the daily time frame, which is pretty bad news. Right? You can see we made a peak wave 3 high, 4, and we did break above this high, so this is a contender for a wave 5. So we'll have to wait and see if the S&P actually falls or if it races divergence and keeps trekking up higher, okay? Now, I'm going to still remain bullish. I'm going to still call the bullish count for now because, there's no structure that's broken so far that indicates a bearish break. The only thing that I'm seeing are just flashing warning signs for now, okay? As long as, the S&P can hold some of these pivots at 591, right, at 583, especially 575, guys. This pivot is the main pivot it needs to hold. As long as this can hold, we're going to still keep pushing the markets higher, and see how high the S&P 500 can go. I mean, it can even reach all-time highs and break above before going lower on a dip. All right, so we just have to wait and see. But for Tesla, right, if the S&P can continue grinding higher, I do expect Tesla to continue grinding higher. This sort of drop would be pretty vicious, in my opinion. This would be pretty vicious. Most likely it's going to be a tamed and controlled drop. Let's see, right? I don't want to jinx it. But it is getting a little bit riskier here with the divergences starting to form. So the S&P really needs to erase those divergences and keep going higher. We need to see some volume coming in. Right now, it's very controlled, looks very grinding, looks very slow. So if that's the case, there could be a violent move. Who knows, right? We can't time a top. We don't know when the top's going to be. But all I'm trying to say is that stay cautiously bullish. You can keep going with the uptrend, keep buying the dips on smaller time frames, on a 1 minute, 5 minute time frames. But for larger positions and swing positions, guys, I'd rather wait for a blue 4 to be put in, right? A larger dip, or even a black 2 on the S&P 500, right? We need to see a larger dip to go into larger swing positions like how we did on Oklo to make that 103% gain in the Discord group. So still too early to tell. Another thing that I'm looking at as well is Apple, right? Apple's looking a little bit weak, guys. A little bit weak. We're still calling the bullish path on Apple. However, right, we're making lower highs here. Making lower highs. This looks like a double bottom, right? What does this look like? A descending triangle. So could this do something like this, right? So this is also, a name that I'm looking at for Apple. Just trying to see what it can do overall. Because if not, if it breaks down, we're looking at 186 again. So that can be confluent with a drop in the S&P 500. We're not there yet, right? We're not calling that yet. But, these are some warning signs and some alternative paths that I'm looking at just in case it does do something funky. So Apple really needs to catch up. Everything else really needs to catch up. So, keep going with the trend for now. And I look forward to seeing you here in Discord. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.